The August heat hung heavy over Elm Street, shimmering in waves above the cracked asphalt. At 2:43 p.m., Elena Ramirez, a 7-month pregnant black woman, trudged slowly toward home. In one hand, she clutched a bag of diapers, in the other, a carton of milk. Her swollen feet ached, but she could already picture her quiet apartment just around the corner that a voice cut through the still air. "Hey you, the pregnant one, stop right there." Elena turned, startled. A large man in a crisp blue police uniform was striding toward her, his square jaw set, eyes cold. One hand rested on his pistol, the other hovered near his radio. "Is there a problem, officer?" she asked. Try to keep her voice steady. "You're damn right there is," he snapped. "Where did you get those things?" "I bought them at the corner store." "Why?" she replied, a pulse of unease tightening in her chest. "Don't believe you. Show me the receipt." Elena shifted the milk under her arm and fumbled in her purse. Sweat dampened her fingers. I can't find it. And unless you have a reason to stop me." "So you're resisting?" he interrupted, smirking. "I'm pregnant. I just want to go home." The next moments came fast and hard. He grabbed her arm with crushing force, shoving her toward his patrol car. The diapers and milk tumbled to the ground. Elena cried out as her belly pressed painfully against the hood. "Please, I'm pregnant," she gasped. "Then you shouldn't be stealing," he said, voice dripping with contempt. "Maybe I'd be doing that kid a favor if I let you drop right here." His elbow drove sharply into her side. The jolt stole her breath. "I didn't steal anything. Check the store cameras." He laughed, humorless, sharp. "You people always have an excuse. Always looking for a handout." Her voice lowered, trembling. "What did you say? A black woman, pregnant, with an attitude. Parasite." The word landed like a slap. She'd carried the weight of such slurs her whole life, but never paired with the cold pressure of a gun inches away. "Are you arresting me for buying diapers?" "I'm arresting you for running your mouth. And because I feel like it." He twisted her arm farther. Elena screamed, "I'll put you in the car. One more move, I put a bullet in that belly." Her knees went weak. She could smell stale smoke on his uniform. Then, the screech of tires. A car door slammed. The officer, whose badge read Thorn, didn't look up. He was too busy sneering in her face. "Tell me, how many fathers does that baby have?" "1, 3. But Elena's eyes weren't on him anymore. They were locked on the man, striding toward them. Footsteps. Measured. Heavy. Certain. When Thorn finally turned, his mouth twitched at a tall man in a white shirt and loosened tie approached, ID badge swaying from his neck. Authority clung to him like a shadow. "Commander Johnson," Thorn said stiffly, masking the flicker of unease in his voice. Marcus Johnson didn't respond to him. His gaze locked on Elena, her scraped knee, the red mark on her arm. "What's going on here?" His voice was low, but sharp enough to cut the air. "Possible theft," Thorn muttered. "Resisting arrest." "Possible what?" Marcus's tone could have frozen steel. He stepped between them, crouching to meet Elena's eyes. "Are you all right?" She nodded, barely, tears brimming. Marcus rose slowly. "Do you know who she is?" Thorn shook his head. "A suspect." "She's my sister," Marcus said. The words fell heavy, color drained from Thorn's face. I didn't know, a parasite. That's what you called her, right?" Marcus stepped closer, his presence filling the space. "Sir, I didn't mean." The punch to the gut was fast, surgical. Thorn doubled over, gasping. The next blow, a sharp right hook, sent him sprawling to the pavement, blood spilling from his lip. Elena flinched but didn't speak. Marcus hauled Thorn up by his collar and slammed him against the patrol car. "How many others have you done this to? How many didn't have someone show up?" Thorn coughed, choking on blood. "Sir, please, you make me sick." Marcus's voice was a rasp of barely contained fury. He grabbed his radio. "Unit 32. Internal Affairs. Officer down for use of force and misconduct. Lock down the scene." Thorn's eyes widened. "Sir, please, if you file that, I'm finished. You were finished the moment you laid a hand on her." Sirens began to wail in the distance, growing louder. Marcus didn't move, didn't blink, his grip on Thorn's collar iron tight. Elena's breathing slowed. She leaned back against the hood, clutching her stomach. The pain had lessened, but not the tension in the air. Somewhere down the street, shadows flickered against the shimmering heat. More cars. More uniforms. Thorne tried one last plea. "Marcus! Commander, let's talk." Marcus's eyes darkened. "We will, but not here. Not the way you want." The first patrol car skidded to a stop. Doors opened. Boots hit the pavement. Internal affairs officers moved in, their expressions unreadable. Marcus didn't let go of Thorne. Elena's gaze shifted from her brother to the approaching figures. For the first time since the nightmare began, her fear wasn't for herself, but for what might happen next, because the look in Marcus's eyes wasn't just anger. It was something deeper, something final. The nearest IA officer called out, "Commander, we'll take it from here." Marcus didn't move. The heat pressed in. The street fell silent except for the distant hum of engines. And in that silence, everyone understood this wasn't over. "Sir, please, this will ruin my career. I have a family." Thorne's voice shook, desperation breaking his authority. Marcus stepped close, his voice low and lethal. "You should have thought of that before you beat a pregnant woman because of her skin color, before you opened your racist mouth." Thorne blinked, trembling. Whatever power he thought he had was gone. Marcus turned to Elena. She collapsed into his arms. Safe for now, but her eyes burned, not with relief, but with fury. She knew how close she'd come to becoming another forgotten headline. The hospital. The air reeked of antiseptic and fear. Elena lay on a gurney, wires mapping her and her baby's heartbeat. Pain gripped her, sharp and relentless. Marcus stood guard at the door, fists clenched, a streak of dry blood on his shirt cuff. A young OB-GYN entered, voice soft but urgent. "Miss Ramirez, we need to talk about your baby." Elena's breath caught. "There's a partial placental abruption. The blow triggered premature contractions. Your baby is in distress." Her hands clutched her belly. "No, please, no. We're doing all we can," the doctor said. "But I need you calm for him." Through tears, Elena nodded. Marcus took her hand. "You're not going to lose him. I promise." But his eyes carried a storm. Hours dragged. In the hallway, Marcus made calls to internal affairs, the ethics office, anyone who'd listen. His phone buzzed with an anonymous text. "That officer is Chief McNulty's nephew. You're walking into something dangerous. McNulty." The same chief who'd blocked Marcus's promotions, smiling in public, but seeing him as a diversity checkbox. Now it made sense. The threats came fast. Anonymous calls urged him to keep this internal. An envelope slid under Elena's door with photos of her home, her clinic. The message, "Think carefully, Johnson. People who make too much noise disappear." Marcus wasn't new to intimidation. He'd been building a case for years. Files, recordings, a list of cover-ups. Now, with the media's attention, he leaked everything. Footage of Thorne's assault, audio of his slurs, transcripts. Johnson was suddenly everywhere, in headlines, on talk shows, on national news. At 4:17 a.m., a nurse entered quietly. Marcus stood instantly. "We've stabilized the baby's heart rate," she said. "There's still risk, but for now, he's safe." Marcus exhaled, stepping into the room. Elena saw him and broke down. He joined her, two survivors sharing a rare moment of relief. A week later, Officer Thorne was arrested. No special privileges, no union lawyer. Federal charges, assault and battery. Chief McNulty resigned for personal reasons, but a leaked report showed he'd covered up at least 4 similar cases. The fight had cost Marcus sleepless nights, threats, pressure from within the department, but it brought change. He was promoted to chief of the Department of Supervision and Integrity, charged with rooting out corruption. Weeks later, in a softly lit delivery room, Elena gave birth to a strong, healthy baby boy. His cry was fierce, defiant, like he knew the battle he'd survived before birth. Marcus held him close. "We'll call you Leo," he whispered, "because you fought like a lion before you were born." Elena smiled, real unguarded. She hadn't just survived the assault. She'd spoken up, fought back, and helped dismantle a system that had long shielded predators in uniform. With a brother unafraid to wield his authority for justice, and a son born into a slightly less unjust world. Elena knew the fight wasn't over. But now, they weren't just part of the story. They were the reason it changed.